Gentlemen in the mix.
Hey traders, D Crypto Tiger, thanks so much for the 2420. Did that show up? He says, "What's up, Mitch? Thanks for all you do. Can we please look at render to the US dollar at 4-hour Coinbase?" Yes, we'll look at that. Thanks so much, dude, for the early contribution before the stream started. As you can see it in the jar, Iowa Hawkeyes cannabis emoji. All right, here's a big one on the daily. Hit its lowest price since March 28th today, but as you can clearly see, just hanging out in that same little price range you've seen for the past 4 days. And that's it. I mean, right, you haven't even broken this local support. This, you know, I wouldn't even call this a right angled ascending broadening formation right now. I would just, this is just what's developing. Right, you have like a horizontal line support, maybe hasn't even been tested yet again, and you have an upsloping resistance. That's just all that's going on. We don't have anything else. Your next real support below this potential 26.7 is 25K, $25,200. That's really it. No movement. Welcome to the dead market, the deadest of dead markets. It's only gonna get worse, man. Earnings season, the index funds were pretty tame today, just waiting on data. I think that's what's going on. Man, some days there's just not much to give you, right? It's just a lot lately. I mean, Ethereum, flip your coin, man. It's in between two historically key levels, where normally Ethereum does not spend much time in between these two levels, $1,730, $2,000. And here it is, just hanging out. 1841 saw its lowest price since April 4th today. Not really a big deal. I guess in less than 1 hour, it'd be the lowest daily candle close since April 3rd. But yeah, power hour. We are in it right now.
It's time for Power Hour.
Bobby D, well, I mean, structural developments occur, right? But as you can see, I mean, you know, these markets have been dictated by liquidity, and we have, you know, liquidity based on what the Fed's done last year. They've taken out a lot of liquidity, and big money and a lot of retail are scared. Like they don't like these markets. I mean, it's like there's more incentive to be in treasury bonds than equities right now. And when that's the case, I mean, it's harder on the markets. It's harder if any structural development occurs. That's the whole point of like the trend's your friend. So you're looking, if we're in a long established downtrend on the index funds, eventually you're looking for a very well established bearish consolidation structure to complete, and then we would mark down again. So, I mean, that's kind of where we are. We've been consolidating, upsloping in consolidation for the past few months. And it's just been a grinding, hated rally. And now with this earnings coming out, with all these, I mean, you know, the patterns being developed and stuff like that, that's where it could catalyze the next moves of the consolidation we've been seeing. Okay, so I mean, just flat, man, down 1% today, in between two levels. That's it. Wish there was more to talk about. I wish it was crazier, man. And look, in actuality, nothing even matters. If Ethereum actually makes a major pivot above 1730, it's just another higher low, and this thing probably gonna go insane. Probably gonna go to $2,400. But it's just like, how much further are we gonna draw down before the pivot? So far, I mean, Bitcoin's been holding up pretty well. Okay, because like you think about what is Bitcoin? It's an alternative to like banks, really, right? That's kind of what Bitcoin is 2008, you know, screw the government, screw the Fed, screw the real estate industry, you know, screw it all. Okay, and so Bitcoin is only off its lows, what, by like 13% or something? Let's make sure that's right. Off its highs of the year, and it's 11.4% down. Okay, and then, you know, you just go to let's go take a look at what the competitor of Bitcoin is, which is like the main system that's existed for, you know, a long time. Okay, let's just take a look at what was the USB? Didn't they buy one of these failing banks? Well, here's the competitor to Bitcoin, chat. Lowest daily candle close on USB, US Bancorp, since May 21st, 2020. Oh. Well, that's different. That's different than Bitcoin. This isn't the same at all. So I'm just saying, like, and there's a lot more downside, by the way. Like, I do think you'll see 2850 again. And that's a big one from 2010. Man, there's a lot of chop, isn't there? I mean, the fact that like this 1999 peak, you're below that you're probably going straight down to, I think, the next levels. Down 2.18%, and then you know, down after hours 0.61%, probably because of First Republic Bank reported earnings. Yeah, it was up today. Oh, it ran up 10%. I know, during the day at 12%. And guess what? They beat on earnings, top to bottom beat, but their depositors like collapsed. And after hours, chat. Banking crisis over. Who cares about Bitcoin? Bitcoin, whatever, man. Ancient addresses are getting activated and all, I'm scared. And then you got the competitor of Bitcoin, one of them anyway, down 22% after hours. After beating earnings top to bottom. But I think they have like, what is it, 160 plus billion in loans and only like 106 billion of assets that could back it up or something. Really bad report in that regard. But here you are, right? I mean, FRC, all-time lows, yeah. So you really can't be that upset about Bitcoin just lolling around. I mean, hype moon boys, they're dead, you know. I mean, what is this really? Is it really just this? A pathetic bear flag? Okay. So, and we could go on. I mean, like, there's a bank called Key Corp. Look what it did today. Down 4%, down 0.45% after hours. Lowest daily candle close on Key Corp since July 9th, 2020. Heading on down to $10 again. And you got others that are off their lows that aren't as bad, like Schwab's, you know, not as bad. But dude, find like a fruit fly, down 1.26%, and then down 0.7% after hours. So I mean, like, look, you know, 5150, 5150 is your last support where you could be headed down to $38 if this doesn't hold. My God, like, where are the bids? I mean, I can see the reaction, the algorithm's freaking out. But there's just, okay, the dust is settling and clearly there's no demand for Charles Schwab or any of these banks, really. Not many. I mean, I know like JP Morgan's different because it's like too big to fail. Yeah, it's performing substantially better. But at the same time, you look at JP Morgan and what is it doing? So this high from the pre-COVID crash high, up thrusted, and now you're back testing the up thrust. I mean, this could wind up being a legendary reversal. I mean, you know, how many times we see up thrust, back test of up thrust, that is a failed breakout, a big sell-off, and then a rally to just reconfirm the validity of an area that was once resistance. It is now resistance again. So, you know, so pay attention to this level. Very, very critical here. Oh, is that a head and shoulders? I don't know. Maybe if you start rolling over, yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, Bitcoin is threatening the banking sector in ways. I mean, I'm just saying, like, look what they've done to crypto. Look what this administration's doing to crypto. They're making it to where, you know, capital can't flood into the crypto market anymore. And that's when we may never see the types of runs we saw in 2021, because just fundamentally, SEC is cracking down, you know, and there's definitely a war on crypto going on in the U.S. government. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you've been. They're clearly threatened by it. They'd never do this. They would never do what they're doing if it wasn't for a threat to the system that's going on right now, right? Counterparty risk, they call it. So anyway, I just wanted to look at some banks, give you some more perspective here that things are not okay. Regional banks especially are screwed. I mean, okay, Regions Bank. Regions Bank, man, the only Fortune 500 company that exists. It's headquartered in Birmingham, Alabama, where I'm from. My old penthouse. Oh, I got a view of it. Anyway, so here's a really nice looking right-angled ascending broadening formation. If you want to know about right-angled ascending broadening formations, I did a 60-minute short on it today. So check it out in the shorts category on the YouTube channel. This is extremely bad looking. I mean, this looks like death. Again, algos freaking out, Fed flooding the market with $500 billion in 2 weeks, and this is it. That was it. That was their response, and you're just hanging on by a thread to this key support from July 2021. And once that breaks, I mean, tell me where the big support is on this. There's not much, man. Not much at all.
C Plaza Terry's like 5 others semis that look like this on the NASDAQ like of Go, MCHP.
So bet 1, then bet 2. We'll look at it. Thank you, dude. Let's just go back real quick, knock out these cryptos. I know it can get like, you know, just kind of like, people are going to just get tired of it, man. I know, because it's like no movement, but we're here every day. But the sheer strength of BNB, like, it's not rolling over yet. It's just butting up against the inflection zone after failing, right? It's just higher lows above the 200. I mean, there is always a chance, and this could fail, right? There's always a chance. What's going on is absorption of remaining supply. Too much demand, hence the higher lows, and continuously running to a key level, a sell wall where there's supply, and that supply is just being tacked away.
Hey man, are you in altcoins as well? If so, check out MetaPlayer's esport and crypto project with one of the biggest gamer arena in Central Europe.
Not those cryptos. Thank you, Alex. Again, man, in my opinion, since we're in this new world of no liquidity, from the scanning I've done lately, especially looking at the weeklies and monthlies and stuff, like the best looking assets in crypto are the ones with the highest market caps. The lower you go in market cap, the higher the chances. You look at the weekly, monthly, and it's still just hanging out in the basement. No, not many people buying it. It's just there. So ones like BNB, Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, they look ripe and prime for more upsides. And fundamentally, it would make sense, right? Again, counterparty risk. I mean, we just looked at banks. They're not good. They're not okay. Technically, nor fundamentally, I don't think. And I'm just saying, BNB, only higher lows. Failure, failure, failure. And you think, well, that many failed attempts, it's time to collapse. So you got to think about it like this. Should shorts, bears have this many effing opportunities since February 1st to go short? No, probably not. They shouldn't get this many opportunities. Look how many opportunities buyers got December 16th. They got 2 days to buy, and that's tough, man. They had 2 days to buy at the inflection point, and it was gone. And that's what I'm saying. And I rally back to the resistance and only the sell-off, but then the same test, higher low, same test, higher low again. Is it really just going to be that easy for shorts here? They just can just like, you know, they can send a telegram to their grandmother to fill the order for them. I just don't know. It seems sketch in terms of like, it's always smart to short high and to buy low, right? Sell high, buy low. This would be shorting high, but dang, man, it doesn't really look like the sellers are in control of BNB right now, right? I mean, you tell me. Anyone got an opinion in chat? You know, I don't know. All right, XRP. Down 0.56%, just sideways, man. Sideways. 40-cent back test will be legendary. May not get it. But it's just another one where I think if you hold it long enough, it'll put a higher low in, and eventually you'll see 80 cents, but it might take a lot longer. Okay. Everything technically is set up great on XRP. You know that, but it's kind of been like that really since the beginning of the year, of a good setup for way higher prices just might take 6 months plus. So those are your big 4 cryptos. Cool story, bro. Just not much to really look at in crypto, like in the past few days. Litecoin's interesting because you always got to ask if, like, and what if this would be the first time too? So it would really, like, this is how it looks, but if it did happen, but once market participants took out that $84 resistance again, March 22nd, they had never regarded that high from history as support. And this would be the first time today. And I'm talking about, this is an incredibly important level. Look, this is the 2020 high before the COVID crash. I mean, that is a clear level of inflection where back to 105, you know, it would be the target, 105, 109, probably higher if this actually was a pivot. And then you look at Litecoin to Bitcoin, and it actually is really interesting. I'm not saying it's, oh, it's incredible, I love it. It's like, but look at this. It's a completed M shape of sorts, you know. But like, where is it completing? You see that this low back from March of 2017. That's being springing and back testing of spring right now. And you got to wonder, it's already put in a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, kind of. This would be a higher low, I guess the next one. It's kind of been uptrending for a while, and if it's regarding support and support again, you just got to wonder here, man. It's just interesting. Could be a stupid amount of upside if this actually holds. So pay attention to Litecoin to BTC, pay attention to Litecoin to US dollar, above $84. That's everything. I mean, that's the level where if you were going to want to play something like this, going long on Litecoin US dollar, stop loss somewhere below $84 would make things safe, because you don't want to own Litecoin below $84, dude. You just don't. But by the, you know, small chance that it actually is defended, stupid upside. Okay. That was kind of like it. I mean, everything else is like not really doing anything today. It's kind of down. Everything's kind of down today. All right, let's go to the S&P 500. 34 minutes till your daily candle close in the world of crypto. Flat, up 0.09% today. Again, just dead markets, man. Same price as you were at in February. Higher highs, higher lows, but barely. And right now you're at the same low. You haven't taken out your previous high. So just, I think it's just earnings. It's the big tech earnings coming up, right? You got a lot of them. Like with the big tech is coming, what, May 4th? So next week, those big ones. Yeah, you have to deal with it, man. Dow Jones also, I mean, up today, flat, still just like, okay, it's holding the support, but again, until like you take out these highs, you just got to remain a little cautious here. Have to remain cautious, because for now it's potentially 3 falling peaks if the bids don't come in to take you above these 2 highs. Just another lower high. Yikes. Okay, cool. It held up today. Yay. Microsoft and Google tomorrow. Here we go, man. Here's your NASDAQ. Not looking. Look, man, you got the bearish divergence on the oscillators. Undeniable. One high, the same high. At an inflection point, not broken it. You're kind of failing again to break it. This is high risk. Even if, you know, the gambler comes out and the moon on the mega caps, tech stocks, it's high risk, man, because you're staring into the face of buyer exhaustion within an inflection point after a nice rally has already occurred. So I hope it holds, man. I hope we go to 13K, 15K, a million. You know, that'd be great, but just kind of doesn't make sense. But yeah, we'll see. But, I mean, a lot of times stock market doesn't make sense. It's normally forward looking, so. Yeah, this thing's stupid, man. I know. Yeah, the scrolling ticker has just, I don't even know what they've done to it, dude. I just have it. It's just for looks now. It's just an aesthetic. Need to find a better API because it used to be accurate, but I think they caught on. Yeah, it's just inaccurate information now. It just doesn't look as cool without it, you know? Look what it looks like without it. Like, look. Well, that's lame. That's really lame down there. It's just like part of the base mat overlay. Figure it out, man. So still in this, whoa, man, high risk, could be double topping, bearish divergence, but earnings. Everyone just waiting on earnings, man. IWM, Russ 2000 down after hours. Again, you're struggling, man. It's just like really bad. Like I just don't. I know you've sprung. I know you back tested spring, but where are the bids? Like why is it? I mean, doing this? It's just very weak right here. And again, we already talked about it. It could be a rising wedge. It could be a rising wedge. Just think about it like this. I mean, what if, you know? What if that? Good God, you know. At least we know the cutoff, man, because we don't have to know where an asset's going to make money, but we do need to know the inflection points. Okay, pray for tech stocks to. It doesn't even see. The thing is, it doesn't even matter what their numbers are going to be, because you got to know what the analysts are thinking, right? Like what the consensus is on Wall Street, because I mean the numbers could be terrible, but they know they were going to be terrible. They expected them to be terrible, but they just weren't as terrible as they had perceived by a little bit. So therefore, gap up. And vice versa, right? The numbers could be really good, but they expected maybe it was going to be good, but yeah. Or they have good numbers and it gaps up, and then you have a bad conference call, right? News, you know, lowered guidance, and then just dump. Come to order my God.
MKR not dead yet. Can we take a look? Thanks, Mitch. 0.00195674 BTC.
Thank you, dude. Yeah. None of them are dead yet. It's just more like all this time and just such little movement. But yeah, we'll look at it. I don't want to look at. Let me just. So these are the index funds. Okay, all right. Let me just knock these out real quick. Just render, and then. Render looks freaking good, man. Are you kidding me? On breakout watch. I mean, this is a level. If it breaks, it tried again and failed. So you just never know. Is that perceived to be done now? Are we done? 100% retrace. The good news about render is, okay, though it is butting up against the key level, if it breaks it, it could go to $3.30. But if it fails, you could get away with a mega sell-off, and as long as it makes a higher low than 111, that's just more accumulation. So render here, you know, see, this isn't just like what I'm talking about. A lot of these coins, like they had these rallies in January, and then like nothing since. Just up and down jokes. So all I'm gonna do is tell you about the level, and you're at it, but you're below it technically. You have not broken it. You tried a couple times. You just failed again. And you think like, oh my God, like look at this high and this high. I mean, that's severe bearish divergence. This could be the major reversal area, right? This is definitely where it could reverse and begin a C to D wave, a big wave down. So all I'm gonna do is have your alert set up above 181. If you hear the beep, you're reattempting a mega breakout. You can see you're testing it on this 4-hour candle or on this day today. You've been testing it for a few days now. So that's all I can give you. Just be mindful of maybe the RSI. Okay. And then maker for the Hoarder Man. Not dead yet. It's not dead yet, man. But my God, it's getting there. It's getting closer and closer to being dead. You fall below 653, you're done, man. And this is the thing. It's like, hey, you're on breakout watch 788. If you break that level, 1050. But guess what? You didn't break it. That's the whole thing, man. Like these assets, so many of them, they've gone up to their breakout points, and it looks so good. And then Bitcoin sells off from 31K to 27K. And all the altcoins get smoked, and they're just not able to break out because of that. So here you are, failed breakout, but still not making lower lows quite yet, but you're getting there, man. Any more drawdown on Bitcoin, this is gonna, 653 is so important, man. You don't want to fall below 653. Be a lot of downside. So this is the type of price action you're getting in all altcoins. And so I'm saying, man, like liquidity is like dead in crypto. And just think about like the war on crypto from the US government and the SEC. They're making it impossible. Like just, they're making it extremely difficult to add money into this market. And it won't stop. So it's just going to get more and more illiquid on these coins no matter what. Unfortunately, that's the market conditions we live in now. Sucks. This is what I'm saying. You want to be going for those bigger coins, because if there's gonna be any liquidity put into the market and crypto market, it's gonna be going into the bigger coins, most likely. There's just too many cryptos. Like, how many people have never heard of Maker before in their life? And then after you found those very few people that you can put on an island, the Maker Island, it's like, then what does it do? It's just, at least people have heard about Ethereum and Bitcoin and maybe even BNB and XRP. Just sign of the times, man. But yeah, you're okay for now. Fine like a fruit fly. Sure. Charizard, here you go, man. You want an INJ? INJ, here it is. All right, up thrusted through 836. You pull back. Now you're in the dead middle of like two levels, 520, 830. Dead middle means coin flip territory. Any bearish engulfing candle yesterday, hanging out today, holding up. But again, there's nothing implying a reversal yet until you start pivoting and you start losing negative momentum. When you do, as long as wherever you pull back and you pivot and you start rallying, you'll show hidden bullish divergence on the MACD histogram. So at least you got that going. But again, when there's not a discernible edge, not an actionable long at this current time or short, there's no confirmation highs, lows, up thrust, springs, divergence, all that. All I can do is tell you about the levels. And there are two of them in the general vicinity. Again, 522 and 836, 1121, 270. Nice run so far, huh? Yeah, nice run so far. Maker Island sounds awful, yeah. Kind of does, man. All right, those are the requests. So we'll get back to going across the markets. It's business, man. If you want to see the asset of the day would be sugar. Sugar futures hitting an 11-year high today. 11 years. 25.91. Look left if you want to see it. Wow. There it is. Highest price since March 26, 2012. Looks like you'll be approaching maybe a peak at 2680, 2676. But then above that, let there be no doubt, nothing till $30. Crazy, crazy, crazy run. This is what we want to see on Bitcoin, man. Wyckoff reaccumulation. So let's get back to 28.8 and 30K. That'd be great, man. But what a run so far. So you got to wonder, this is, no matter what, it's going to affect like all those diabetes companies. Well, it'll affect you because you'll have to pay more for their goods. So it's a good time to maybe get a subscription to Weight Watchers. It was down today a lot. But that was the big one today. Natural gas is up. Lumber futures are up. It's pretty quiet in the commodity space today. Orange juice futures back up 1%, man. You know, just add this parabolic high. Just crazy, man. Just unstoppable. When Bitcoin ever looked like this, you know? This is a bullish consolidation at this point. Getting ready for 311. We'll play 311 music if it ever hits the 1618. All right. Unstoppable. We get gold real quick. Just because we do. That's what we do, man. We look at gold every day. Flattish. Still not much of any sort of reaction at the pattern completion zone of the bearish shark, right? I mean, that's it. That's not enough, man. That's not deep enough. So this thing is not really reacting and could be headed to 2075 anytime, man. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if this ends up becoming, right, a 113. 113 on gold's 2133, and that's all-time highs. There's nothing happening. Nothing. No reaction. Pausing. That's the Scott Carney's. There's a pause going on right now. I remember, Brad. I remember. Those were the good old days. Silver still above $25. $26 is the mega breakout. If you break that, you're going to $30. The monthly is all you need to care about on this. It's just flat, man. Sideways, not moving since the nice rally in March. Just hanging out. Regarding what was once resistance is support now. And what was once resistance is still resistance. So you're in between these two narrow levels. Monthly implying $30 and beyond. Possibly even $35. Yeah, again, gold and silver charts are so good on such significant time scales. One could go out and they could buy physical gold and silver and sit on it for a long time and it would work out. Beautiful. And then platinum's also in an insane situation here, okay? Insane. I know there's a nasty bearish engulfing candle on platinum. Let's see, which one was it? Was it this one or was it? Forget a pullback. All right. Let's see. Was it XPT? Yeah. Like, forget the daily engulfing today. It's about like one could own platinum physically and forget about it. And in a year or two, this will probably end up being at way higher prices. Platinum's like the basement, man. How large is this consolidation structure? This is mind-boggling. 2,680 day large inverse head and shoulders of sorts. And breaking the resistance point from 2006. So 3 days, 22 hours until your highest monthly candle close since May 3rd. Just know the precious metals are looking super precious. This is probably the most precious looking one with the most upside. Because gold's on all-time high breakout watch. up there, right? Way up there. Silver's been on a really big tear, but platinum's still rather tame down here, right? Like, what happens to high to low? You know, just maybe from the COVID crash. I mean, dude, 618, 1635, 786, 1926. Be a lot upside, but it could take a long time. So. And other than that, let's just, we got to, go to look at some stocks here. Weight Watchers are down 11% actually. But the beauty of Weight Watchers is the sheer respect of the inflection point, right? I had this chart up for a long time and there are levels. And where did it reverse? At the reversal area. Got to go way back. We already looked at one, but one resistance support. So with this, okay, maybe not. Yeah, so it's just this one swing low from 2016, another one from 2020, COVID crash. What was once support, it became resistance for now. There can be a lot of downside. So right, the old all-time low, higher lows, subtly, and then a gap up on a catalyst, and the catalyst took you all the way to the next resistance, and now you're pulling back. Nice. 941 is a mega breakout if you could ever do it. But yeah, think about Weight Watchers after hitting that resistance has pulled back 20%. Say that's the levels have been respected, certainly. And you think like, oh, everything's like, from 2022, that whole bad sell-off, like everything's fine now. No, it's actually not, man. The unprofitable trash, it's not done at all. Look, Stitch Fix, all it did was go up there, make a double top. Broke the bad action magnet move at $4 today. Stitch Fix, all-time lows was, in January. You're headed on back, man. And if not, an 88% retrace. So that's like, oh, Stitch Fix at the 618. That means, it just has another 24% downside before even the idea of a potential bat pattern occurs, right? I mean, just so much downside. Lower highs, lower lows. This is trash. Workhorse down 4% today. Look at this trash, man. Workhorse heading on down to 81 cents. See, if you're paying attention, things are not. The 2022 is continuing on a lot of things. You're waiting on that 2014 and 2012 low. So what does that mean? That's like, all right, it's just another 14-15% downside on Workhorse before it hits a support. How about AT&T? Disgusting, man. Just following through. Had bad earnings. But today, I guess it was because they got rid of Don Lemon, man. He was such an institution to, reporting activist biased propaganda, Dang, man. Lowest daily candle close on AT&T since October 24th of last year. So probably a lot more downside. 1640 target maybe. Look at the downtrend, man. Only lower highs, only lower lows. Hey, look. This is great context. I know earnings and all that, but great context just for the sake of education and getting it back in your mind. You're looking for bearish patterns and bearish trends, right? This one took 156 days to develop, and it was discernible on the daily. Nice. Right? Great area. Look at the deep retrace where the head was, right? The high to low. How deep did it retrace? In that golden spot, or I didn't say golden zone, in the sweet spot for where let there be no doubt. If we're in a downtrend and the deepest things are going to probably get are 786s and 886s, 88% retraces from the previous highs to lows. Well, that's what happened here. So just think about XRP from the COVID crash low to the mania high. You're double bottoming on the weekly at an 88% retrace. Same thing in a downtrend, right? It's value perceived area. The trend is your friend. You get up to these levels. That's a value perceived area for people that are shorting the market, that are in control of the market. How do we know who's in control of the market long term? Just look left. The lower highs, lower lows. The bears own this thing. AT&T is owned by bears. The Bear network, okay? Way lower. Think about a gap fill down here at 1550 in time on AT&T. Speaking of, let's just look at the competitor, politically to AT&T, which is Fox, where, yeah, man, like I think this was the example last week where, hey, man, yeah, you can identify a pattern and stuff, but not if it's testing levels as resistance. It's a joke. It's not real. It's not an inverse head and shoulders until 3685 gets taken out. It's not. All that's happening is you've upthrusted through an inflection point from history, a very important level. I'll mark it with the gray. Oh my God, hold on. There it is, undeniable. 2019 low, 2019 high, 2021 low, 2021 low again, right? That's very real. And so the price action correlated. You upthrusted through it, you then fell back below it, and then you've just reconfirmed the validity. What was once resistance, support is resistance again. So, and then Tucker Carlson got fired or quit or whatever from Fox. I don't know, and now look at the candle though, down 2.9%, but up 0.43% after hours. Really not that bad. So a catalyst didn't really do much like that. That's really not, you were already below the inflection point before this catalyst. You're still below it. So this right here, that's the most important thing, right? Look at these levels. Very real. What happened in the year 2019 when market participants pushed that level and regarded it as resistance? You dumped to 29.72. This is what could happen here on Fox A. And it's not because, they fired Tucker Carlson. It's just, no, man, you're in a downtrend. You're in a downtrend, man. Lower highs, lower lows. This is the same high as this high. They're the same, much lower than the previous level. And so what happens now is a lot of times, this is where eventually you make the new leg down, the new low of the trend. So we'll see after something like this, that's really bad. That's bearish back test. And you fell below that 200-day. It was so bad, you gapped down, you couldn't even bearishly engulf. You would have, you opened at close from last week. So I have concerns, man, about some of these tech stocks. Look at HubSpot. I mean, look at this, dude. This thing looks like, oh, dude, it's a double bottom. Nah, man, it's more like you're in a long-established downtrend now. You're in a bear market. You're rivaling your previous high. Even if you make a slightly higher high, that's about the same high. Just because you're slightly higher. Just because you're just skating above this level barely doesn't mean you're really looking good. Because if you look at the oscillator, I'm thinking like with the noise, this high, and then all these slightly higher highs with all like almost identical levels of positive Momo, and you keep making these slightly higher. Look at the RSI, how it just continues to diverge. And, kind of a bearish engulfing candle today with earnings on deck, right? You got earnings coming out on the 3rd of May. It almost looks like some sort of just like, look, you had the impulse and you've already begun to consolidate here. This is the consolidation. And when that, it looks like down, like 320 would be a target if we did draw down here. So I just think these are just hard to trust. They were such nice little runs. And now it's just these highs coming in, and that's literally showing like lots of complacency, exhaustion, shortening of thrust behavior, which is like a last breath before a drawdown. And it could be the same way if it was bullish, right? Like, oh, you're breaking down, man. There's a lot of trouble here on HubSpot. I mean, this double topped, and there could be a tremendous sell-off, which means markup in real life. But again, you did not break out. You're actually closing. You closed today at or below it. After hours, you're still below it too. This is a high risk area. This would be a profit taking level for a long. Yeah. That's like, wow, when I'll post a trade setup, try to get in on the ground floor, finding the second low with bullish divergence, so one could take profit at the neckline because this type of stuff happens. It's marked up so much, it's time to draw down. We'll see. Yeah, there are other ones, man, like got DRI. I was looking at this one today. This looks like, wow, man. Look at this high from 2021. Do you see it? Look at the price action correlated multiple times, over and over and over. Look before this massive drawdown. Look at the price action. You up thrusted through it, sell off the back test of up thrust, and then the mega drawdown. And so you've been on this long extended rally here. And all of a sudden, like, right, you've just got these like highs that are just slightly higher than the next highs. And it almost just looks like, right? Almost looks like, you know, whichever low you use here, it's almost like a rising wedge. Okay, oh, do you want me to use the stupid, I don't even know what happened that day, but look, you do that, you even have it like this. Okay, either way, that's a freaking rising wedge, man. And guess where it's all happening? Scott Carney would just come in and be like, that's a completed shark pattern. So you're trying to tell me we have you didn't quite get there. You got very close. Just eyeballed it, right? 158 C886. A rising wedge pattern, bearish divergence, nearing the pattern completion zone of a complex wave structure. We've seen that before. Yeah, this is extremely high risk areas for longs. Like, this is where, hey man, count yourself lucky. You could, you know, I mean, maybe you could extend on to actually hit the 158, you know, the 886 for real. But this is it, man. And like, here's the problem. Like today, what happened? You fell below the level. You see it. It's undeniable. 149.77. You closed at 149.27. Bearish engulfing candle confirmed today. Earnings a little bit further out, right? You got until June on this one, so it's not participating in earnings season per se. But so you have a bearish breakdown, rising wedge, and it's the third high. That's the thing. 1, 2, 3. The rule of 3. Don't ignore it. All right, we'll see what happens. Okay. Someone had asked about Spotify a couple days ago, a couple streams ago, about, is this a good area? And it's like, it is. Look what's happened, right? You have a rising wedge, bearish divergence, completed consolidation. 136.02 is what? It's this swing low back from 2018, right? It's that low right there. It's also been regarded another time in history in 2019. But that's it. I mean, like that level, the run's been so nice off the lowest low of the bear trend, right? You're rallying here. I mean, earnings are coming up. So earnings get like, what, tomorrow? Yeah, earnings tomorrow on Spotify. So this is going to make or break things. It's down after hours, 1.35%. Hey, look, they're estimated to not make money. Right, earnings per share, always in the negative. Well, not always. Yeah, they made money Q1 2022, but not since then. So, yeah, you're diverging tremendously. This complacent run. Look at stuff like this. All right, remember smart home, where it was like, hey, we had identified this M shape, massive M shape that had not quite completed yet. This is still valid. Still valid. Like, I don't think this is done. Like, it's at all-time lows. Okay. These are the guys that they buy the home and then they flip it, or they fix it up and then they Airbnb it or rent it out or something. But you remember, this idea came to be during, like, Zillow did the same thing and they got destroyed too. So this all came to be during the mania in real estate, which is still, like, there's no mania in real estate anymore, but the prices are still very elevated in a lot of places. No, I did not bet 1 and 2. Let's do it right now. So yeah, way lower. You think a lot lower prices just to complete the M shape on smart home or smart rent. Not so smart. 28% downside until you hit the 1618. Okay, was it MTSI you said? Yeah, MTSI. Sorry, dude. Just sometimes you get on a roll, man. MTSI. Semiconductor. Yeah, I don't like it, man. This is bad. This is a completed harmonic pattern, right? It hit the pattern completion zone. That's an 886 right there. Whether you want to call it a shark, probably a shark, right? Using low. Yeah, that's fine. 113 to 140. That's fine too. Yeah, meets criteria there. And then, oh, of course, beautiful. Yeah, this is like, bro, I would, and oh God, you're below the high, the all-time high from 2017, the old one. That's probably a good area. Whew. Ugly, man. Real ugly here. And what else? Come on. What we're just looking at, dried in foods, and here's a semiconductor that what? What do you think this is? Right? This is some sort of rising wedge too. They kind of broke down, right? Now, I'm sure you could probably paint something else, right? Okay, let's just use this one. Is it broken anything? It's like a channel. Okay, upsloping channel near the demand line here. That's fine too. But just think about the wave structures. And this is your long, extended, churning rally. And it's the deepest of deep retraces. And on the weekly, it's like a double top. Or you could be like on the weekly, it's a head and shoulders, man. Oof. Yeah, dude, this is like highest risk you could ever dream of for longs and possibly the lowest risk ever for a short. Yep. And your cutoff is 65.84 to be conservative. You're going to be extremely conservative having a stop above $66. Unbelievable bearish divergence. Like stupid bearish divergence that all developed to the 886. I get it. Oh, a couple of handle. I wouldn't say couple of handle, man. I would say be careful here. This is, the rally is concluding virtually. That's what this W shape's implying. The conclusion of an attempted rally that failed after an 886. Yeah, you're right at that 200-day moving average. But again, the good news about this one is we have the cutoff for the bullish bearish argument. Only bearish, no matter what, below $66. There's not even an argument. You break above that, you're still probably bearish until you invalidate the 886 there. Okay. Wow, what a chart, man. Nice bet 1, then bet 2. This is disgusting. Very telling, too. Hopefully that helped. I don't know. You say something exactly. 5 other semis that look like this in the NASDAQ, like AVGO, MCHP. Yeah, AVGO. I think I looked at that one kind of recently. Broadcom. Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's at 100% retrace right now. But look, dude, it's not. Never mind. Look at this. Oh my God, I already had it here. The other one, dude, you were at it. You haven't really reacted yet. Like gold, no reaction. But dang, man, that is... Earnings already happened, too, and you gapped up on earnings. That's a nothing burger gap. That gap's going to fill eventually. So, all right, Jesus Chimes, we have a new day. Go to Bitcoin. A new day has been born. Oh, my God. It was a nothing burger day. Sideways. Wow. Wait a minute. Yep, I unfortunately, crypto is just unfortunately there's just more to talk about on other markets. I mean, there's more to talk about on commodity markets than there is about crypto right now, right? And I think that has a lot to do with the crackdown the SEC's put on all the exchanges everywhere, like where you know, there's just preventing people from putting money. It's just way more difficult now to put money into crypto than what it was before, and that is affecting liquidity big time in this space. So as long as you stay above this support right here, this local support, which again is just 26,700, everything's fine. Nothing even happened if you stay above that level. And the bearish divergence is played out to a degree where if you know, like the buyers control this market, which they have, the buyers own this market this year since the bottom. If they truly are in charge here, you can't be that surprised to see Bitcoin hold above this level. Now, if it doesn't hold, you know exactly where it's going after that, and that's $25,200 easily. It's the high from 2022 and from February of this year. And even still, that's fine too. You shouldn't even be worrying about Bitcoin until it falls below 20K. That's what's crazy, because that was the last real major low on the daily. And just to reiterate what we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, it's a lot better than a bank. Imagine owning a bank stock. I would much rather own Bitcoin than a bank stock all day. The bank stocks still look like they're not done collapsing yet. And if you remember what was happening to Bitcoin during the whole banking crisis, the first one, I don't think there's a part 2 coming, performed incredibly well. So did tech though, yeah. So anyway, I've been live 1 hour. And we got across the markets, covered the requests. Been a pretty well-rounded stream, but got to keep these short and sweet, man, because until the hype comes back, I'm on life support, right? You know, I'm a hype curator, mood curator, but man, just every day the Bitcoin just grinds sideways. Yeah, I just got to keep it business. So thanks for coming out. I think there was definitely some stuff covered today that would illuminate right on where we are, what's going on. So just know I'm gonna do all I can to keep it going. I shall try to be the rock as everyone else remains the river. The comings and goings, I'll try to be again, that rock doesn't move, it just erodes over time. So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Bet one. I mean, I can just name Bet one, the Bet two, Charizard, Crypto Hoarder, Alex, Decrypto, and that's it. Thank y'all for the contributions. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA. Yes. Sorry. We did have a new Citadel member. Hold on. Let me, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due, dude. Jesus Chimes for Swagnito. Thank you so much for joining the Citadel first month. And then Nico, thank you for the 4 months of support in the Citadel. 100% crowdsourced stream. Without y'all, this community dies, literally. So I don't have advertising, no marketing, no affiliate marketing links, no sponsorships, literally you. Patreon, tips, Citadel, that's it. So thank y'all for continuously supporting this channel so we can keep going back. Cheers. Y'all amazing.